What I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to shake that off onto the ground and unload it, and then just reload it right back up. If you'll notice this equipment, especially the trailer, there's a lot of differences between that trailer and a regular flatbed that you pull down the highway. Anybody see any differences?
Landing gear for one.
Yes, it's got a folding landing gear. It's got the eye on the front where you can hook a winch line into it and let it down on the ground. When my dad was in business years ago, that's how we hauled our D6C dozer. We'd just run it right up on the float, pick it up, had the canopy cut down on it where it was 13.6 going down the road. It had 8-foot blade. You could haul it day, night, holidays, whenever you wanted to that way. Then plus, when we got to the site, you unload the dozer, it goes to work, you pick your trailer up, you start moving the rig with the same piece of equipment. Also, it's got the rolling tailboard on the back that most trailers don't have unless it's in the industry. Lets that load roll, helps pick it up, and then it helps it roll on and off.
Super heavy.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that trailer's heavy.
16,000, just a trailer. This trailer also has, when I get unloaded, you can see them better, but there's 4 sets of rollers in the floor of that trailer. You see the iron hanging down just in front of the lift axle. There's an airbag with a conveyor roller on top of it. If you've got something that's heavy or hard to unload, you can pop them up and it brings that whole load up. And it'll be on those 2 sets of rollers and your back roller. And if it's a stiff load, it will not be touching the trailer floor. This load here, it's not heavy enough, it won't warrant using them, but like I said, I will. When I get that on the ground, I'll pull up a little bit and I'll pop them up, and if you want to walk over and see them, you can. So I guess first thing we'll do, I'll see if I can shake that off there and get it on the ground, and then
All right.
we'll go from there. Here's those. There's those rollers I was talking about. Now, see if I can get it back on there.
Yeah.
That's how you do that. Any questions? Now's your chance.
What was the question?
I said, does anyone have any questions?
How big you said you loaded a D6?
Uh-huh.
Is that the biggest you ever tried to put on there, or is that what the ramp can handle?
Actually, I hold the D6 on the trailer.
And did you have to put it onto that ramp, or?
No, the ramp wasn't on there. The D6 was on there by itself.
And then you just lower the front of the trailer off
Drive
into the ground and
drive the
okay,
D6
all right.
up on it.
Best to load the trailer the same way you do the ramp.
Do what now?
You load the trailer the same way you do the ramp?
Yeah, when you're on a rig move.
You
Yeah,
drop
just
it down,
no.
load it,
You pull it over
and
the back
pull it
like
down.
I just did.
okay.
About the only time you would drop it down to load would be a dozer, backhoe, another truck, something in that order. That
You haul it into the field. What's that big long thing that's all pipes and?
on the bottom here.
No. When you go to, you see the oil field people bringing that stuff in to set up. What is that called?
What's that?
Pump station or something?
Is it a pump station? Is that what it's called, with all the pipes coming onto it? You know, I've seen it in different oil field pictures since I got to watch, the hell's that latest show out with the oil company? Did you see that?
No.
That's for pumping the mud, isn't it?
Mud pumping?
I think so.
No, if it's a manifold, I don't.
Maybe it's that's what they call it, a manifold.
Were they fracking, or were they drilling?
Yeah, fracking.
Yeah, it's probably for pumping for on the frac.
What size winch and how big's the rope?
The big winch is a Tulsa 80 with an 1/8" rope. The smaller winch, it's a Braden. I'm not 100% sure what the size is on it because the tag's gone off of it, and I think it's either 3/8 or 7/8, or 3/4 or 7/8. I'm sorry. But I'm from Crossville, Illinois.
Down south?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
What's the biggest major town next to Crossville?
Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm about 35 miles due west of Evansville, Indiana.
Been through that country before.
Yes.
What's the pole on the side of the truck that goes, it almost interferes with the cab?
That's a gin pole,
Okay,
just like what's on this little truck here.
all right. And how do you set that up?
Actually, there's a cable. Let's come closer if you want to. I'm all about visual, so it'd be easier to point and talk than just talk. This cable right here, you hook this winch into it. Underneath the bed, right here is the hinge. There's another pipe with a roller on it. And you pull on that and it brings them up, and you slide them together on the headache, pin them, and then string your line through and your blocks, and then you raise them up, and then you use, on this one, I use the second winch from my guy line to keep them from falling over backwards. And then I've got what you call live poles. If I want to be higher or lower, I can raise them up and down. Now that's a lot of the trucks with just one winch. You use a set of guy cables. You get out east, eastern Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, they use the big what they call bed trucks or pole trucks. They'll be a 350, 400-inch wheelbase truck, straight truck. They still use poles out there a lot. Down Texas, Oklahoma, down south, they use them a lot. But in the area that I'm in, gin poles are almost obsolete. Nobody uses them anymore. The rigs, they always use, like to carry stuff around the rig, snub the derrick, that type of thing. They use a dozer, a high lift dozer. I drove this truck for almost 2 years. It was my daily bread and butter when I worked for the guy that I bought it from. In that 2-year period, I think I had these poles rigged up 6 times. And the only time we done that, we had a customer that we worked for all the time. We moved their rig and their drawworks engine blew up, and I had to go out and take an engine off an old drawworks, haul it out, put it on the drawworks that they was trying to run, and then they bought another drawworks for the engine. I had to unload it off a road truck, and then I went out and I put that engine onto the drawworks. But other than that, like I said, they're almost dead weight, which, as you can tell, carry enough around the way it is.
Yeah. What was that truck? It's empty.
This, just the tractor full of fuel is 32,000 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And the trailer is 16. So, anybody else got any questions? We've got lots of time. I don't know where he's at. Our president, David Schnauz, owns that little truck over there. I'm gonna get it over here. I'm gonna pull mine up a little bit. If I can get him or somebody to come help me, we're gonna throw the gin poles up on it so you know exactly. And the only reason I wanna use his truck, I'm lazy. His gin poles are a lot lighter than what mine are. These here are 4.5 drill pipe with a piece of 3.5 drill pipe shoved inside them.
Half-inch?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, you don't want to go doing a lot of pulling and tugging and pushing on them by yourself. So I'll pull this one up a little bit and shut it off, and then I'll call David and see if, I'm sure I can, but I'd rather ask for permission than I would forgiveness. Plus I'd get him to come help me.
There you go.
I'll be right back. I got caught. What do you know?
Dad, nabbit.
Good idea. Make sure the brakes are set before we start pulling on it.
Yeah.
A little slack. Which blocks do you use, David?
This one and that next one.
These two? Use this one in the bottom?
Yeah.
So take that off?
Yeah.
Where's your pen? Your
Oh.
hold that up and I'll see if I can get all this threaded in it. Now we got it. Hi. Go drilling mine. I think so. Then pick them up a little bit, we'll flip it on the other side of the pole up there. Yeah, go ahead and pick them up a little bit, David, and I'll flip it on the other side up here. Okay.
Got a little wire on it.
Yeah, I seen it.
All right.
Okay, now go. Now we're ready to go to work after we do all that.
Yeah.
Any questions on that?
Did a lot of work for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we had a couple of, we should have rehearsed beforehand. We needed a little practice, but we got it now. One thing, if he's gonna work that truck on site that you would do is you chain your poles down underneath your tailboard. So if you backed up, they wouldn't come over. That way you don't have to hook the line every time tight to keep them from flipping over. And voice of experience speaking, if you do that and you're sitting in the cab when it does it, it will ring your bell. It doesn't hurt anything, but it makes a lot of noise. So,
I did. I live in Texas now.
and then you're ready to go. Like I said, whatever needs to be picked up, loaded out around the rig, whether it's pipe racks or telly hose, or snub the derrick off so that the back of the base doesn't come up in the air when they lay the derrick down, kind of a counterweight. Then you lay the A legs down. Like I said earlier, my part of the country, the gin poles are almost obsolete. They use dozers and track hose for all that anymore.